We'll just go back to that.
Even though he probably likes my fancy
This
voice.
is fun. I really like this messing up with all the voices. It's funny. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
What are you? Jay Leno on Family Guy?
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I don't know what that means. I don't know. I have the SL9 incident file right here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims.
I'm not gonna be picked up.
What?
You're not gonna be picked
Oh
up.
yeah, I like that part extra loud.
I know, right?
No. Okay. Neil Marshall, are you? Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall.
That's me the next line. Just go incredibly close to the mic every time we talk.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago,
That mic tastes really good.
he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
Whoa. That was
An
bad.
executor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award.
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Marshall Edgeworth.
He handled the SL9 case before I did.
You should be careful about things other men handle before you can handle them.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
What's his relation to you?
You. He was my brother.
Aw,
Now he
good.
really looks like Lana.
He took off his hat in respects. That's really.
I think he's related to Lana Sky. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, chief detective at the time.
Are you trying to make it sound like he's
Yeah,
crying?
he's sad, yeah. Well, that's a guy in the corner. That's
Oh, yeah.
I know he's wearing a cowboy hat.
The group of detectives I was part of worked under them.
We used to watch cowboy movies together. We used to watch Tombstone and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Brokeback Mountain.
And
not weird though.
Space Invaders.
Cowboys vs aliens.
And that's not a movie, is it?
Space Invaders. What?
We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
Except for Star. Except for Miss Star, she was operating her sex hotline at the time.
Yeah.
And why was she pulling a...
Whoa! Look
Was that
at
Damon Gant?
No, that's Dark.
Joe Dark.
That's him.
Holy crap.
That man is that is the ultimate face of like an evil man.
Right.
Like this is, I know this is the case of Raymond Saul, but it's like if this man showed up in Phoenix Wright, it's like he did it. I don't know what he did, but he did something.
Right.
Like the very early cases where the criminal was so blatantly obvious every time. It's like, yes, this man did it. I don't know how, but he did something.
Saw it.
This looks like Von Karma's grandpa. He looks like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, he does.
Yes. No, you will die. You can't really call him Mockery. They should have had Colin Mockery play. That's funny. Okay.
My brother fought Dark and was killed.
He fought the darkness.
The dark side. And that was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed.
That's what every time he wants to kill someone. You want to join the dark side? Stay! Step! He's creepy ass looking.
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reasons for your insane actions?
Mr.
You
Nice
idiot.
Guy. This man's sad basically like poured out his like heart and soul. I was like, "This is why you're an insane person."
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say.
Ooh,
What? No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Mr. McHeidi Evidence Pants. Bang. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened. The police department the day of the crime. Those were words.
Yeah. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Wait, that was not him. Oh well, I already said it.
You're just impersonating him right now. Derp, 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 derp. Oh, disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room.
No, it started to sound like the judge. What if we just do people's voices with other voices?
Officer Meekin confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day.
This is more of his trap.
The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. At the police department.
Chance, it's got to be more than just that, poopy poopy poo. So if no one is murdered, the police department did the crime. That means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was legit.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime.
Mike Meekins.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
Or Marshall.
We've ended this case in the exact same way that
Lady
we ended
Marshall.
the last case.
Lady Marshall.
Alright, cool.
Objection! But wait! I'm already it hasn't reached its serious trial.
Psh. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But the poncho! There was one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday.
Wait, hold on. Is this the third day already? The second day of trial.
This is the second day. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
I got confused because the first day was a two-parter.
Yeah.
And the second day was a two-part also.
Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been uncovered. No contradictions remain. The murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. There were no errors in the testimony of the witness, Angel Starr.
Except for the errors
Like, that's the same exact thing he said like an hour ago at the end of the last thing. If you have a response, would make it one word or less. 0 words.
My response is... No. Okay, less than one word. Okay, this is my response.
Yeah.
This is point across the screen. It's like, you have anything to say, Mr. Wright?
You're gonna have to edit in what you're actually doing.
I'm flipping him off. I'm flipping Angels off.
Okay.
I can imagine just him with that face like... Just, I see you have a valid point, Mr. Wright. Point. Here. I play with this finger. Play with this one.
Objection.
Objection. Objection my ass. More like objection. Arrgh! That was a good word.
I rest my case.
That's your smug asshole.
Like he's resting his case.
This case is resting. I think the trials reached a conclusion. There is no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt that blood proof to them is true. The apparent murder is a cute take me it was a bank. But I didn't realize that would end up proving not guilty. That's like perfect.
Yeah.
No then! It's time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendants.
Wait!
Hold it! Who's holding it?
I am.
Emma!
Your Honor! Wait!
I have lines again! Emma!
The defendant has an objection. A scientific objection.
Ooh, a scientific objection! This is the best kind of objection there are!
Right?
What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright!
I'm a surprise witness.
Mr. Wright! Are you this girl's guardian? I'm the Celtic guardian. Your Honor! Oh, innocence.
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time.
Okay, less than one word, please.
Please hear me out.
Okay, fine, you're Emma, you can do it.
Mr. Edgeworth, please.
Of course. I don't want to leave any loose ends, my lovely. You want a minute? I'll give you 10.
Well, thank you.
3. Oh, look at it. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. But I'm counting, though.
It's going right now, by the way.
I hope you don't act like that weird guy I saw on the news with the whole aneurysm thing. I was kinda in a shock.
Your guy in the news?
Yeah, some guy named Von Karma, I think.
Oh.
With the whole 3 minutes thing.
He's like, oh!
I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings.
He was a foreigner. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters are in their file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Maybe he's the killer.
But no fingerprints are found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue.
Ooh, more science.
So I ran over there and looked at it again. How did you get past security?
So did you? Oh, so you find something?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess I was too much of a scientific. I wasn't much of a scientific investigator after
You're
all.
too much of a scientific investigator.
Finally.
I love how you tried to blend that up. Like, what'd you find? Nothing. Is that all?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. But I can't find something wrong with them. If, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. You're a professional bullshitter. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
You're right. I am good at that. Me? Oh boy!
You mean you're right, he's right.
Time's up! Willem's right.
Wait, you were counting?
You're the guy I have my stopwatch in my beard. Well, beard, yes.
He's got a fist in there, too.
He Chuck Norris. Actually, his face is sort of looks a lot like Chuck Norris. Okay. He could be an older Chuck Norris. With regard to the incident at the police department, there's no reasonable doubt remain here.
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark.
Where's wrong with this?
Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here.
Wait.
Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright! We would have all day! Yes, Your Honor. If I ever use the county, try this now. What could be wrong with that handprint to the picture sucker?
There was no evidence
Maybe
of who it
something got
was.
missing? I object.
Well, I mean-
No, that's no problem. I object! Objection! Wait a minute. I think I know what it is.
What?
This handprint left at the crime scene. clearly shows a contradiction.
Bitch,
Please.
The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me,
So,
is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something's missing.
missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Is it the blue
Yes.
badger?
Something that, when drawn, would completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the fence isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Ricketts. With all this evidence, there's got to be something I can use. Can you help me?
So he doesn't know what it
The
is.
question is, which item can prove that something is missing from the apartment?
Floor man.
Floor fans.
Floor man.
Floor flans. The blue badger!
Well, that's missing.
Because the blue badger's dancing over there. There shouldn't be a blood mark.
What about that piece of plywood?
The blue badger! Mascot of the police force! Defender of truth, guardian of proof!
Explain yourself, Mr.
I'm
Wright.
having an episode. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here.
So,
So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime.
really? Right there?
Well, what?
Huh? Ah!
That's right. So as long as Blue Badger is dancing there, it would be impossibly to place a handprint in the spot of the locker!
What?
That still looks awesome every time it does it. That eye behind this thing was so creepy. That's cool. So that means... what exactly does that mean?
And there goes his intelligence.
That means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces are undeniably found in that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there.
Mr. Wright, thinking it through scientifically.
Hey, Emma, you're next to me also. Oh, thanks. Hi. Emma!
On that afternoon,
I like your face mistake.
Yeah.
I drew a puppy.
I drew a bird.
Oh.
Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right?
It's great to say.
After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that means that the blood mark was left before the blue badger was brought in. Just a moment! I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom!
It's going to be a far-fetched Pokemon
What?
that's going to be full screen Photoshop on here. Just letting the viewers know that.
I used that joke already, but I have no problem using jokes. Also, he used balderdash. That's a fancy word. Far-fetched balderdash.
There's a boss in Super Mario Galaxy with that name.
You know what? That sounds like a weird person's name. Far-fetched balderdash.
Except it's Boulder.
I'm Mr. Balderdash. Please, call me Farfetch. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor,
Boulder Gas. That's his name.
but the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the Palace Department's evidence RAM, blood was spilled not once but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tap, taken by a security cam. Nothing just had, of which was a trivial amount of blood. So, the problem is, the other time, he's dead now. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on the tape.
Was it 7777777?
It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
That's ridiculous. I refute you.
Objection! The murder portrayed in the security tape and proven to be a fake.
This is going to be the closest we're going to see dance.
However, this does not explain the blood mark found in the locker. Objection! We're having a cockfight right now.
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves it occurred.
Well, first it occurred. To surmise, the defense claims that, whatever he's to claim, prior to the Officer Meekins being competent marshal, who was the detective, Goodman, another incident took place in Evans' room. The blood mark on the locker proves it! Very well. Tell us, when this version occurred? Proof must be presented. Proof that shows where your face.
777.
They can show that. No then. Will the defense please present evidence? What shows in the first crime took place? ID card reader, bitches. Present this, bitches. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the perpetrator would have to have entered the room. In order to do so, ID card is required.
Please stop that.
I'm doing my Jack Black moment. Sounds like a Jack Black. An ID card? Oh! ID card record report! Officer Meekins brought the blue badge of criminal into the evidence room at... Let's see here. 4:15 p.m. The crime took place at a time it would have to be 4:40 p.m. Ah! Ah!
What?
Edgeworth.
Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done?
I never figured you had nerve, boy.
Oh, we're pinning this shit on Edgeworth. Awesome.
Put off the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either. I'm just kind of dumb.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Luckily, there's one more number.
Let's look at that
The
chart again.
mysterious sevens.
There's only one other card remaining. 7777777.
Talk about a lucky number.
Ha 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 ha!
Do you
But
think
wait!
it's Damon Gant? Because I think it is.
But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the Evans room? Since there's no record of his car being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went with 7777777.
Is that guessed?
It might be. Mr. Edgeworth, please look at this ASIP. Find out who the ID card number is. 7777777.
That's 1-7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present.
What? What?
Explain yourself, son. ID number 777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher.
Captain or higher, huh? Who else do we know who's in a really high position involved in this case?
I don't know. Rocky?
Wait, you turn to Bullwinkle? What you know? I don't know, Rocky.
Can't.
Someone who is a so-called executive officer.
Ooh.
We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
Objection! But that's ridiculous. Just how?
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
Granted such authority. If an official charge... Wait. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge...
You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries.
Back in my day, we had to be dishonest like a real man.
That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
Hey, another person who just doesn't like prosecutors. Even though your brother was one.
By the way, Edgeworth, thank you again for that luminol.
Oh yeah, no problem. I take pride in my work, Officer
Wait,
Marshall.
no, she didn't give him the luminol. I gave her the fingerprint set.
Yeah.
She bought the luminol with her allowance money.
Contradiction.
Jax, Emma did it. Actually, she's not completely innocent. She has some sort of hidden thing in her.
Yeah. That'd be so cool if she did it.
That'd be
That was the
awesome. That'd
twist.
be awesome. There you go.
I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Ooh, Edgeworth is like, suck it. Suck on my
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes.
How many prosecutors did it take to screw in a light bulb? 2. 1 to screw in the light bulb, and 1 to forge evidence about screwing in said light bulb.
Yeah.
Stupid joke.
No. Not you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive.
Atlanta!
Again.
Oh, that's so funny.
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder.
Don't be stupid.
Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7777777. Don't play with me. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask.
Don't play with me.
All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
So non-incident?
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really use only legitimate evidence?
You have lines.
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
He's like looking at him like,
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial.
After his brother died, you were.
At the time, we...
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law.
you interrupted me, bitch. He was all pissed. Stop interrupting me.
At least I did.
Huh?
Lana!
Sorry.
I became the prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law.
The law!
But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
I am the law! Defendant! What are you saying?
I ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
You sound like a TV evangelist. Can you look me in the eye in the name of the Lord Almighty?
He's just being dramatic.
Totally does sound like a freaking TV
'Cause he's
evangelist.
upset. He's very upset.
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't!
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why don't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
We get some
She's not looking at him in the eye.
We get some side boob.
But Lana,
Yeah, hey, sorry.
even if it involved forging evidence.
That side boob.
That's preposterous. Who would ever do such a thing?
That hair. That tutu.
That
That shiny bald head.
interesting scenes.
That hat.
See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! What about this note?
Order! Imagine like breaking the table in half. Last remarks created quite a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Imagine people ripping up stuff off the wall, burning down the courtroom. I don't know why we're upset.
Oh, so there's another trial? There's no more investigation?
I don't know. I guess we're just done for now.
Cool.
Okay, see you guys next time.
Bye.
Yeah.